Yo, what is up guys? It's your girl Bex and welcome back to the race rundown post chaotic weekend in Baku. Right, before we get started, I want to start this podcast off a little bit sentimental. I've been doing a lot of thinking recently and I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who supports the channel, supports the podcast, supports me in what I do, and I just want to be a little bit open and honest with you all at the moment. So basically, if you watch on YouTube, you will see that there are some days where there is a video episode and there are some days where there are not a video episode. Now, as I build this community and as I continue to grow this community, I want to be open and honest with you lot, and I'm going to tell you that there are some days where I don't like the way that I look, so I don't want to be on camera. And today is one of those days. And recently I had a situation occur where some people thought it would be okay to take it upon themselves to have a laugh at my expense and do what they thought would be something funny, which I'm still completely convinced they are totally unaware that it even affected me the way that it had. But it sparked a thought in my mind of there are probably so many people other than me that have a passion project or anything that they want to do that they're scared to do because they think people will think differently of them. I have had countless times where people have tried to pull me down for doing this, take the mick out of me for doing this, tell me that it's not going to go anywhere. And one, that's not the reason that I do it, so I don't care. And number two, I just want to say that, like, being a bit sentimental, I know it's completely unlike me, but if you have a project that you want to do, go ahead and do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. I don't tend to look at the numbers for this podcast because I don't care about it. But as the community grows, I know that there's more of you. And I know that you probably all want to pursue something. And life and people you surround yourself with are probably telling you that you shouldn't and knocking your confidence. And I just want to tell you, as some random girl who took a absolute jump in the dark at this whole podcast thing, please give it a go. Okay, please give it a go. Pursue your dreams no matter how outlandish they are. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? Because if I can have it happen to me and I keep going, you guys should too. Okay, so that's enough of that sentimental shit. Let's get into the race weekend at Baku. So this time round, we're going to talk about qualifying, which I know I don't normally do. By the way, if you can hear sounds in the background, it's probably me fiddling with my tablet because once again I have written notes on there. So qualifying in Baku, we don't normally talk about qualifying, however this time round it was fucking carnage. It was absolutely bloody carnage is what I've got written in my notes. Q1, Alex Albon taps the wall and's out. Nico Hulkenberg goes off within 6 minutes left of qualifying number 1. Third red flag for Alpine in the wall, and then Colapinto fucks it into the wall as well. Then Behrman fucks it into the wall and breaks suspension in Q2. The red tractor is out in Q2, failing to reach Q3 for the 5th time this year for Sir Lewis Hamilton. Red flag in Q3 with 7 minutes left. Charles fucks it into the wall. Piastri then gives it a go and also fucks it into the wall with 3 minutes left of qualifying. As you can tell, qualifying was basically a fuck it into the wall session. It was a how quickly can we fuck this into the wall, because I'm getting bored. Basically every driver was like, yeah, let's just fuck it into the wall, why not? Lando does a stunning drive despite no grip, however it was just not McLaren's weekend, but we'll get into that. Qualifying then ends with the following lineup in the top 6. Max, followed by Carlos. Honestly, Williams this weekend, absolutely unbelievable. Max followed by Carlos, followed by Liam, a driver who is trying to keep his spot on the team, no doubt. Kimi, followed by George, followed by Lando. The race then begins, and oh my god, what a start it was from Max. Piastri with a terrible start and is dead last on lap 1 after jumping the start. Piastri into the wall, turn 4 and 5, locked up round the outside, fucks it into the wall, saves him getting a penalty. So at this point, everybody's thinking, you know, Piastri, world championship leader at this current point. If Lando can get in the top 3, he can, you know, thin that gap down because there's still 32 points between them. Like, you know, this is good, this is great. And then McLaren just fuck it for themselves as always. Safety car because of this collision. It then gets seen, obviously, that Oscar jumped the start. Ocon and Hulkenberg collide. Lap 4, the safety car is in. Alonso then gets investigated for jumping the start as well. He then later on gets a 5-second penalty. He even admits himself over the radio that he was looking at Piastri and reacted to Piastri rather than looking at the lights. Probably not the best thing for you to do there, Alonso. Lap 6, Sainz is absolutely fecking smashing it, is what I've got written here. In second with the fastest lap, Lawson in third. Lap 10, George finally overtakes Yuki. Lap 17, much of the same until Alex and Franco Colapinto collide into turn 4. There was no gap for Alex at all, and he just basically smacked the shit out of him. Lap 22, Antonelli and Lawson scrapping. Lap 38, slow pit stop for Lando. Lando goes in for hards and is trying to get the one-up, if you will, on Leclerc and Lawson. And once again, for the second weekend in a row, we have a slow pit stop. However, they didn't have Oscar to switch with this time. Subtle dig there at papaya rules. Papaya rules only seem to benefit Lando, because surely if Oscar fucks it into the wall, they should have asked Lando to do the same by that logic. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Lap 39, Lawson overtakes Yuki. Lap 41, Lando finally gets past Charles Leclerc. Russell jumps Sainz in the pits, finally gets ahead of the Spaniard. Lap 42, light rain on corner 16, not that that mattered much. Lap 51, Max of course wins. Russell in second, and then I've got here in all capitals in my notes, Carlos is back, baby! Vamonos, Carlos! So yeah, we're going to talk about that. Carlos Sainz, the man, the myth, the unicorn-wearing legend. If you've been catching up on social media, there was this little girl that asked him to put a unicorn on his helmet, and I think he should keep that unicorn on his helmet after this week's performance, because that was fucking insane. Absolutely unbelievable scenes from Carlos. And I think he's back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think he's back because, oh my God. And boy, have we missed you, Carlos. Boy, have we missed you. So, other than the absolute chaos at Baku, and there was a lot, as of this morning, with a huge headline on Sky Sports, Christian Horner officially leaves Red Bull as multi-million-pound payout agreed after July sacking of team principal. Christian Horner was sacked in July from his dual roles as Red Bull Racing Team Principal and Chief Executive after 20 years in charge. Red Bull announced on Monday, i.e. today, that Horner has officially left the team in its entirety. Sky Sports understands that Horner received a payout in the region of £75 million. Fair play to you, Christian fucking Horner. For 75 mil, are you having a laugh? He remained officially employed with the team up until today, where he held over the terms of his exit, with the Brit still having been owed more than 100 million from the contract that he'd been due to run to the end of 2030. So technically, his £75 million payout is not enough to cover the losses. However, 75 mil is still a decent fucking chunk. Good riddance, Mr. Christian Horner. Never really liked him much in the first place, so good riddance. Sayonara. See you later. Yeah, that's that really. Everything's kind of died down. There's still no team announcement for Mercedes. Still nothing, which is honestly embarrassing. And then we have a weekend break this weekend. But do I have some news for you? Wednesday, next week, we have the long-awaited, not that anyone was really waiting for it, History of F1 podcast episode. Now, I have been doing some research for this. I've learnt a lot in the process and I cannot wait to edit it and bring it to you. However, it's going to take me a decent amount of time. So, I'm aiming for Wednesday, as always, because every Wednesday we have an episode. However, this might not be the case. It may be Thursday. Depends how long it takes me to edit. But it should definitely be around about Wednesday or Thursday this week. So, until then, and until the next one, I've been your girl Bex. This has been the race rundown with a little added element of inside knowledge into my life. If you enjoyed the episode, give us a like, give us a follow. You can find us on everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.